Well, hello everybody, and welcome to LA Dodger Report. Today's topic, the recent reporting of the Dodgers offering $45 million a year to former free agent Bryce Harper. All right, so obviously, Harper did not accept the deal and he went off to join the Phillies because the Dodgers' offer was short and apparently Harper said he wanted a long contract. All right, that's beside the point. Lots of Dodger fans were excited to know that the Dodgers were willing to drop that kind of a huge payday for one player. And they were really thrilled about that. And that thought got me to thinking, if the Dodgers have $45 million to throw at the salary of one player, I'm sure they've got $44 million to throw at a player for one season and $1 million that they could use to invest in their minor league players. And this is what I'm talking about. Perhaps you know that minor leaguers play across the MLB, okay? So I'm kind of expanding this from the Dodgers to just the way things play out all the way across Major League Baseball. Minor league players are paid less than peanuts. They are paid below poverty level wages to be in the farm systems for the major leagues. This has been going on for a long time, forever. And it looks like the major league owners are determined to have it continue forever. They are so determined that they recently successfully lobbied Congress to pass a law that would make minor leaguers be paid at a salary level, particular salary level that they set, a salary level for a 40-hour work week with no overtime and only during the regular season. Now, here's how that plays out. Let me give you these numbers here. Estimated 2019 estimated minor league salaries for this year coming, right? Pre-tax, mind you, before they pay tax. Single A players will average $6,100 for a year. AAA players, the highest level, they will average $14,850. Hey, pretty good money, you say? Well, 14.8. The federal poverty line for a single person household, federal poverty line, 14.3. Oh, all right. So I mentioned earlier they're paying below poverty. But look, face it, 14.8 is what they're getting paid on average. 14.3 is poverty level. And that's for a guy who's single. It's got nothing to do with somebody who may have a child that they are trying to raise or any other responsibilities. All right. And once again, that's based on a 40-hour work week. No extra ball games, no extra work that they might do on the side, nothing for the off season, and nothing for a spring training. You know, all those guys that you're watching out there playing spring training ball right now, trying to make the teams, they're not getting paid. They're playing for free. Now, you think that the minor leaguers go home in the off season and forget about baseball for the rest of the year? Let's face it, you know it. Getting yourself in shape and being able to be competitive and to just make the club at the major league level requires year-round work. and they're not getting paid for it. Now, major league players are making huge salaries. All right. $500,000 is entry level. And upward, you know where it goes. Look, they just offered Harper $45 million. Guys are making $12 million a year, $20 million a year, $8 million a year. Okay. So the ball clubs have money, and those players are making good bucks. They're making life-changing money once they get into the major leagues. But here's where the major leaguers kind of leave me behind, because they leave their minor league brothers behind. Do they get to the major leagues and they just totally forget what it was like? Do they totally forget what it was like to, barely scratch? And heaven forbid that you have like a child that you're also trying to support. There's no money there. All right. There's no money to be made. And the major leaguers, yes, they sponsor some guys and they pay for some dinners, and they have a big, fancy everybody get together and have a fancy dinner, and they pay for it. But look, brother, that doesn't pay the rent. And this is what we're talking about. This is what I'm talking about. A living wage for minor leaguers. The Major League Ball Players Union won't even help the minor leaguers. They won't talk to them, and they won't help them. The minor leaguers have had to reach out to the hockey union. They've had to reach out to hockey, to a totally different sport, to get union advice, organizing advice, and so on. They've had to reach out to the United Steelworkers of America to get union help and union advice in how to organize. And look, let's face it, when you're a minor leaguer and it's hard enough to make the club, and there's 1,000 guys that are trying to make the club right behind you, you can imagine how tenuous it is to be somebody trying to organize the other players and trying to organize a union. They are walking a tightrope, and the owners are on both sides of the rope with scissors. So it's very difficult for these guys to get any kind of union representation. But let me tell you, one reason why they reached out to the hockey players, minor leaguers, top minor leaguers in hockey, you know how much they make? $47,000 a year. That's a minor leaguer. And believe me, hockey's got nowhere near the kind of money that Major League Baseball's got. Once again, AAA ball players, 14.8. Hockey, 47. All right? There's something wrong in the minor league systems of baseball. Major League Baseball Players Union has said, we'd like to help, but we'd probably have to surrender something. We'd probably have to surrender something in contract negotiations with Major League Ball if they paid the minor leaguers more money, a living wage. We might have to sacrifice arbitration, for example, or some type of fraction of free agency. You know what you'd have to sacrifice? Your agents and your ball players would have to sacrifice $45 million a year and go to 44.5. Is it really that tough? Is it really that hard of a call to help the minor leaguers? Support your minor league teams out there. And as a matter of fact, one last point. We already support our minor league teams. Many cities across the country subsidize and give tax breaks to those minor league teams and build their stadiums, much like in major leagues of all the sports. So we're already supporting. Ball players, major leaguers, I know you watch my video. Get behind your brothers, man. Help them to get a living wage. It's the right thing to do. It's the American thing to do. This is supposed to be the American pastime. Let's get away from the bosses cheating the workers, old American pastime, and move it into the 21st century, where everybody gets a living wage. Peace.